We're about to leave this glorious sunshine and go through the middle of a hill.
The Harecastle Tunnel was once the longest in the world. It's cold, it's dark, it's claustrophobic, it's haunted, and we don't even know whether we'll fit.
Join us this week as we take off floating home through one of the scariest passages on the canal network.
We're Rick and Adam, the floating nomads.
Living aboard our narrowboat, Serenissima, and slow travelling the rest of the world.
Join us on board and abroad.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been a scorcher today and we have done 5 hours of cruising and 6 locks.
6 locks. I had to do all of those. Adam stayed on the boat the whole time, as usual.
But it's got us to a nice place called Westport Lake, which used to be what was called a marl hole.
Which was a clay extraction pit. So we're in the middle of the potteries right now. And this was where lots of the clay used to come from.
So this was really polluted and it's been turned into a nice green space on the edge of Stoke.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that it wasn't a natural lake when you look at it now. It's like nature has completely taken it over again.
And as you can see, we are very close to the lake. The moorings here are just by it. And this is kind of the unofficial place where you stay the night before entering Harecastle Tunnel. So tomorrow is set to be just as hot, so about 35 degrees, but that won't matter for a time tomorrow because we will be in the pitch black.
We'll be in the middle of a hill.
The tunnel is huge and it's not, we don't take it lightly. It can get quite scary. 40 minutes we've heard that you're in the tunnel for. Imagine that. It's quite enclosed, very enclosed. In fact, it's debatable whether our boat will get under the height restriction.
Yeah.
We have to do some stuff in the morning to make sure that it probably will be all right. So we're just going to enjoy a stroll around the lake tonight, but the hard work starts early in the morning where we have to clear the roof. Time to get this roof decluttered, and we're going to actually make sure we will fit in the tunnel by measuring the air draft of the boat. Basically the amount of boat that sticks out of the water. We're a bit close to the tunnel to not go through. Let's hope this works.
Yeah, if we have to turn round and go the other way, that's probably, I don't know,
a month?
Yeah.
To where we want to get to. Let's see what happens. We even have to move the flowers.
I think we do even have to move the flowers, yes, because they'll all end up with no heads on.
Yep.
Is there any reason why I can't leave these flowers on the front?
No, I suppose not.
They're not going to fall off, are they? Put the little slip mat underneath it. Ooh.
And whilst it's been sunny weather, we have actually found like a semi-permanent place for our new solar panel. And on top of our emergency ladder. And I think, just to be safe, I'm going to take this in as well. So now we've made the highest thing on the roof, these brackets for the solar panels. So if those brackets can get through, then we're safe.
Other than our heads, because I'm a lot taller than that boat, so I'm going to have to sit down and probably crouch down.
Well, yes, unlike rigid brackets, we are human and we can move. Look at this. We're using our barge pole. Not for the intended purpose.
The measuring stick today.
Yeah. If we lay it flat there, right next to that, and then you measure here, right down to the water line.
Centimetres, 194.
194.
Yeah.
Okay. 194 centimetres gives us the air draft of the boat, basically how much of the boat pokes up above the water. And according to the Harecastle Tunnel website, I think we've got a draft of 277. So we're 194 and the limit is 277.
That doesn't sound right to me.
That's quite a lot of give. And one last thing we need to do is light this boat up, because in tunnels, especially long tunnels like this one, as many lights as you can put on the boat, especially on the outside, to light up the tunnel as you're going through, the better. You can see here that I was charging all these lights last night, ready to put on the outside of the boat. They are magnetic and they will automatically go on when it gets dark enough. So previous experience of tunnels, it's so handy to have a light kind of at the end of the bits where the boat's turning. So I want a light on each side at the back and a light on each side at the front. And hopefully when we go in the tunnel, that'll just turn on.
We've just remembered that we've got to test a light, because I think unless your headlight works, they won't let you in the tunnel. So we'll go and do that now. Okay. It's not very bright, but at least it works. It isn't very bright, but it does work.
No, we had this problem before. So I've charged the headlamp and I'm going to wrap it around the front lamp. So we've got kind of a double light there.
So here we go. It's about 9 a.m. in the morning. It's not too hot yet. It's about 20 minutes journey. We'll see you at the tunnel.
Let's do it. So you can book passage through this tunnel, one session in the morning and one session in the afternoon, and that guarantees your place in the convoy of up to 8 boats that travel one way through the tunnel. However, we didn't really know what day we were going to get here, and you have to book that 48 hours in advance. So there is a window between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. where you can just turn up and hopefully get passage.
We've read that you know you are approaching the tunnel because the water goes orange. Can you see the colour of this water? Apparently it's to do with iron oxide that is leached into the water from old coal mines. So literally it's stained the water orange, and that means the tunnel's just coming up. It is a lot prettier than I was expecting it to be.
It's beautiful.
It really is, isn't it? It's like you go through a load of industrial area with like quarries and stuff on either side, and then you just enter here and it's gorgeous.
Can you hear that noise? That is the sound of a huge extractor fan which was placed in the tunnel in 1954 so that boaters don't get choked on the diesel fumes that they're producing as they go through. So when we go in the tunnel, the fan and the door will shut behind us with a big clunk, and then the massive extractor fan will start. And we've heard that it gets very loud in there. Just adds to the scariness. That is such a different size.
Yeah, this tunnel behind us was an engineering marvel. So this is the one that when it was finished in 1777 was the longest tunnel in the world. It took 11 years to build. Lots of people died building it, but it had to close about 100 years later because it subsided inside. So Thomas Telford, who is the other guy from the canals, so
Brindley,
Telford, built an even bigger one on the other side, and that's the one we're going through today.
But the old one, you can really see where the phrase legging it comes from. It's that narrow, that short, because people used to lay on top of their boats and physically push their legs off the sides of the tunnel to get the boats through.
And the boatmen who were doing this will be doing it for 3 hours at a time, because that's how long it took to go through the middle of this hill. That's a terrifying prospect.
I think we're only in for a 40-minute journey today. Unless the engine breaks, and then you can go on the roof and you can leg it.
No.
So this place is run by the CRT, the Canal River Trust, and they do have a little shop there. And I think Rick's just gone in just to let the tunnel keeper know that we are here and we are waiting. Not that he's not able to see that, because the boat is pretty obvious. What's news from the tunnel keeper?
So the tunnel keeper said that there are two.
I don't think that is an official phrase.
It is. It really is.
Okay.
Like a lock keeper, of course it is.
Okay.
He said there are 2 in going that way, and there's 3 waiting at the other end for those to come out.
Okay, so there's 2 already in going the same way we're going.
Yeah,
but
and
they're
then
already in and
yeah,
it's shut. Okay.
Yeah, and there's 3. As soon as they come out the other end, there are 3 waiting to come in a convoy.
Yeah.
And then it'll be us going this way.
Okay. So generally, it takes about an hour per transit, and they have to do it in shifts, going north, south. We're going north. So we should be waiting for about, what, an hour and 20 or something?
Yeah, that's what you just said. And there is another boat coming, so it looks like we will be the front of the convoy.
Yeah.
There is a water point here, and that's because lots of boats like to fill with water, because if you've got your water tank full, you sit lower in the water, and any headroom that you can get in that tunnel is really useful. We filled with water yesterday, so we don't need to.
While we wait at the south portal, you have to see this from above to understand the sheer scale of the obstacle ahead. This is Harecastle Hill in Staffordshire. Telford's tunnel cuts a direct line right beneath this entire landscape. That's over 1.5 miles of solid earth above us. For our 58-foot boat, it means up to 40 minutes of claustrophobic navigation before we finally emerge here at the north portal.
Just sitting here waiting for the southbound convoy to come out of the tunnel, and we're at the end with the fan, the huge extracts fan, as I said. Can you imagine coming this way though? Like, they literally closed the doors with the fan, so these guys coming this way won't be able to see any light.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel going northbound.
But what I'm not looking forward to is when we go in there and they shut the doors behind you.
Yeah.
And then the fans start, so it gets really loud and scary.
Ooh, they're coming out. They're coming out. Not long now. So 2 things that happened when that doors opened. The smell of the exhaust gases, yeah, and you could see them coming out, but also the coldness. So it's very cold in there, which is going to be quite welcome in this sunshine.
So going north.
Yeah.
Good news is you can see the other end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Quite a speck in the distance.
Okay, testing the light. Are we happy?
It's not very powerful, but...
Yeah, horn.
Horn.
And the horn.
2 adults on board, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Always good for other people to have eyes on the boat, because we would have left that flag up and that would have probably touched the sides. So thankfully, Steve, the volunteer there, told us to take the flag off. Yeah, and he's taken our registration number, he has tested our horn, our light, and we're all go.
And we're first in the convoy.
Yay! Only about 5 people break down in the middle of the tunnel every year.
Imagine. And we're in. It's gone really cold, I don't like it. At least the doors are open behind us.
You know those side lights that we put on the boat? They're not working.
We don't do anything
I'm
at
finding
all.
it quite difficult to stay in the middle. You know, at the time that we went in?
No.
Oh. Well, I reckon we've been in 10 minutes. Do you?
I think we've probably been in 5 minutes.
All right, so we're looking at about
35?
Yeah.
You can see a pinprick of light at the other end, but it's very small indeed. The long history of this tunnel has many stories about things that haunt it, but there is a particular one that it is haunted by a boggart. And the story is that a lady was murdered at the other end of the tunnel. Her head was cut off and she was thrown into the canal. And to this day, she still haunts the tunnel. And if she is seen, there is about to be a disaster somewhere on the canal network.
This is very tight.
Apparently there are loads of rivers and natural springs in the hill above this, and when the tunnel was built they had nowhere to go, so they just drop through the ceiling and we get wet. There's a really strong smell of diesel. The air doesn't feel very nice.
Yeah, you can tell before 1954, before the extractor pack, this must have just been awful. You probably wouldn't have been able to see much either.
The head height has increased a bit, so it means I can get off the stairs and stand up properly.
And I tell you what's really reassuring is that light at the end of the tunnel. He did confirm that if we were going southbound, we wouldn't have that because of the extractor pack. So I'm pleased I can just see the end throughout the whole journey. And we're not just doing one marvel on the network today. As soon as we come out of this tunnel, we're going to turn onto the Macclesfield Canal, which goes on an aqueduct over the Trent and Mersey. It's stunning. Just past the 1 kilometre to go sign. We're getting there. He warned us, do slow down at the end because it's a sharp right turn and you'll just go straight into the bank if you go at the speed you're going. So I slowed down and we are about to exit. Nice to be back out in the sun.
Lovely and warm. You sort of forget how warm and nice it is outside when you're in there.
Exactly 40 minutes, so that's great.
I feel filthy because I've got so much like weird water that's dropped down onto me. Look at the crazy colour of the water. It's basically just rust. It's really strange. I've never seen it like that before.
So this is quite a strange turn onto a new canal. We turn left, but we are going right, and that's why we need the use of an aqueduct. So the next job is to do that left turn, a rather sharp left turn, onto the Mac before we do the aqueduct. It's just changed suddenly. It's really countryside-y on the Mac, isn't it?
Even now we are technically in a town. Doesn't feel like it. Kidsgrove, which is part of, it's a suburb of Stoke.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it. It's beautiful.
It's very pretty. So we are now parallel, kind of, to the Trent and Mersey that we were on, and we are going to turn right and go over it in just a second.
So the Red Bull Aqueduct, which we're about to go over, was kind of an engineering marvel for its day. It was built in 1828 And it's a flyover. It's a canal flyover. Imagine that. So this big pound of water is going to cross another pound of water. It's bizarre.
And it's grade 2 listed, isn't it? So it is protected. Just as we've gone over one, over the Trent and Mersey, we now go over the road on another structure. This is so cool. And I don't mind telling you, after a week and a half of kind of non in the middle of nowhere moorings, it's amazing how ready I am for them straight away again. And this is a good one.
And no one walking past is going to be looking in our windows.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't make my hay fever even worse.
If you'd like to help keep us afloat and see even more of our adventures, you can now officially join up to our memberships. We've got a few different tiers to choose from, starting from just £2.99 a month. And especially for the Nomads Club members,
they're getting loads of extras, loads of B-sides, loads of unseen footage, and it's becoming quite the community, and lots of chat is happening, and we're loving it. If you'd like to join them, scan this QR code or click the join button below. We have had an eventful day. It's been amazing going through that tunnel and to come out into this bright sunshine again in the middle of nowhere. Perfect canal life again. Thanks for watching and see you next week.
Goodbye.